Roll call.
Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You're mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hi and hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Movie Review Edition for today. Oh, wait, we're not doing the date. I forgot.
What's the name of the show, Tyler?
Welcome to Middle Class Film Class.
There
I'm
you
your
go.
host. I'm your host for today, Tyler.
I'm Joseph. And I'm Peter.
And today we're reviewing my movie, Off of the Wheel of Destiny, The Hurt Locker. Nails.
What do we have here? This box is full of stuff that almost killed me.
What about this one? Where's this one from, Will?
It's my wedding ring. Like I said, stuff that almost killed me.
Oh boy.
Put down the phone. Burn him, Aldrin. I can't get a shot.
Me at someone at a movie theater.
Someone's a coward about something.
Oh, I love that one.
We're going on a mission.
They say
Our
it's
job is to
impossible.
keep you safe so we can keep going on missions.
It's combat, buddy.
And you deal with it.
The Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker. 2008's The Hurt Locker, directed by Kathryn Bigelow, who is famously known as being the ex-wife of James Cameron.
Hey, put some respect on her name. She's famous. A famous director first.
Well, that's what I did. That's what I just said.
Yeah, she's not. She's
She's
just married to some other guy who's
Used to
more
be
famous
married.
than her. So we always have to put her in context with James Cameron. Come on, Tyler. I thought you were a feminist,
Okay.
or you're a
Whoa,
men-
I never said that.
are you
Your
a,
words, not mine.
are you a meninist?
Please, let's not air my misogynistic ways on the air. But The Hurt Locker, it's an intense portrayal of elite soldiers who have one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, disarming bombs in the heat of combat. When a new Sergeant James takes over a highly trained bomb disposal team amidst violent conflict, he surprises his two subordinates, Sonborn and Eldridge, by recklessly plunging them into a deadly game of urban combat, behaving as if he's indifferent to death.
I think he is indifferent to death.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Very
I think
accurate assessment.
I think we can all infer that.
Okay.
As the men struggle to control their wild new leader, the city explodes into chaos, and James' true character reveals itself in a way that will change each man forever. The reason why I chose The Hurt Locker is, one, I've heard it was a very great movie, and also I'm a really big fan of the movie Zero Dark 30, which is directed by the same director. And I just never got around to The Hurt Locker just because I feel like it's 2 hour and 10 minutes. So like the time was like a little bit intimidating to me. And I just never like really got around to watching it. But I'm so glad I watched it because it is a damn near perfect movie in myself. So let's get some initial reactions. Joseph, what was your initial reaction of The Hurt Locker? Was this the first time you ever saw it?
This is the second time that I've ever seen it. First time I watched it was a long time ago, probably like 2010, maybe. So it's been a while, and I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember parts of it, but I didn't really get the whole message of the movie at the time. I don't think, because I was like just graduating high school or still in high school.
No, you were like a junior. Oh, wait, no, it came out in
2010.
2010. Yeah, you graduated.
But yeah, I remember because I had an interest, really a strong interest in watching it because, one, it beat out Avatar at the Oscars, and Kathryn Bigelow won, also being the ex-wife of James Cameron, beating out her ex-husband.
What a great story.
Yeah, I know.
And in Best Director and Best Picture, I believe.
Yes, Best Director,
for
Best
those
Picture.
year of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Which I was
Good trivia. I wonder how many movies that won Best Director also won Best Picture.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, upon watching it now, I can take in more of the movie and understand it a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to find something that I really don't like about The Hurt Locker. It's a really intense movie at times when he's like in the suit versus when he's not even in the suit.
Yeah.
You know, when he's not even defusing an actual bomb, because he's making these decisions very kind of recklessly And then
He's a loose cannon sergeant who doesn't play by the rules.
yeah, and he's very much like that type of character where he just kind of does his own thing, kind of disregards everybody else's safety, and so it's like you're like when he's introduced and you understand what after that first mission that he goes on with them and he throws a smoke bomb and it's, what the hell is this guy doing?
Look at this asshole.
Not even responding. Like,
And so, yeah, he just kind of like, he just disregards everybody else around him because he is, like the beginning of the movie says, that with the quote, like the war is a drug, he just sort of has this weird, I don't know if it's like an adrenaline rush or if it's like,
Definitely an adrenaline junkie of some sort.
or if it's just like he's looking for a way to kill himself. You know, like it just seems like he just doesn't care.
He's a complex dude.
You know?
Yeah, complex character.
I think Jeremy Renner was a really good choice for this character specifically. I know we have two. I think this was before both of those actors, Anthony Mackie and Jeremy Renner, were in the Avengers franchise.
Yeah,
and it's a shame. I feel like that they had like there has. I mean, this is my opinion. Maybe they don't think this at all, but that like Jeremy Renner and Anthony Mackie both went into that world where I feel like the performances in this movie could have led them down a different path,
sure,
in terms of their career, and we would have gotten like a performances like this in other movies.
Yeah,
of this weight.
Like they got gobbled up by the MCU machine.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like it did a disservice to us,
sure,
to the viewers of their work, because I don't think that Jeremy Renner. I feel like the character he plays in the MCU is just. I don't know.
He's just there.
He's just kind of like
he's there.
He's Hawkeye. I don't know. Yeah,
he's a hot guy. What?
And then Anthony Mackie is a Falcon, I believe.
Yeah, he's Falcon.
And so they're both bird related superheroes.
bird related.
They're bird bros.
Yeah. So yeah, but in this movie, I feel like you get a real good glimpse into their acting abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Absolutely.
And I think that Anthony Mackie was a good person to put up against Jeremy Renner's James, that's his name? Oh, no.
Yeah, James. Sorry, James.
Yeah, it's hard for me to find something to say, I guess, not great about it. I think it was a moment where there was a little bit of a lull, and that was like at some point after the sniper with Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
Oh, the sniper battle?
Because the movie follows kind of like not a formula, but there's bomb defusing scene, sniper scene. And then it's like kind of a little bit of lull. And then there's that big bomb that went off in the green zone that they all go investigate. And then that kind of is its own. It kind of ramps back up after that moment with Eldridge.
It sounds like you really like this movie.
But yeah, it was. I mean, it's made very well.
Nice.
It's made very well. I feel like it feels genuine.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and yeah, I did really enjoy it.
Pete, what did you think about the Hurt Locker after watching it?
I've seen this also before. I don't remember much of it, but as scenes were playing, I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this," and it plays out different in my, from my memory to having rewatched it. Because same thing, I watched it around release time. I remember it won Best Picture, and I was thinking, "Oh, it's got to be good. Sounds like an interesting topic." And I watched it, and I liked it back then. This is like like lessons could be taught on tension in this movie.
Sure.
Because I mean, there's really not a whole lot of scenes. Some movies you might get one or two scenes that are very tense, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Oh, this character is gonna die. And short of Renner being the main character, and you kind of assume he's not gonna die throughout the movie because he's first billed and the whole movie follows him. Mm-hmm. But you don't know. They make it very clear from the very beginning of the movie that none of the side characters are safe, because we get Guy Pearce in an interesting role right off the bat, and he's fucking gone in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Literally, first scene, he's in here, and you're like, oh, shoot, I like Guy Pearce. Yeah. Also an MCU alumni.
Is it?
He played the villain in Iron Man 3. He's a guy that heats up really hot and blows up, and then he turns Pepper Potts into a superhero, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The stakes are real right off the bat.
Sure.
Which I really liked that. They did a whole Scream thing with, what's her name? Drew Barrymore. Gets killed off in the first scene of Scream.
And they Bryan Cranston him.
Yeah, they Bryan Cranston him from Godzilla.
Bryan Cranston.
I mean, I don't remember if Guy Pearce was marketed as.
Yeah, it's a little different because he's not marketed on the poster. But when you see a named person, and they do the same thing with Ray Fiennes. Ray Fiennes is a sniper, and you're like, oh shit, he got sniped
Yeah.
He got killed right off the bat, and he's this. You're like, oh, I knew it was him from the second. And
Yeah,
I don't remember
yeah.
him being in it, and I wasn't watching IMDb when I was watching this one. I went in kind of fresh and very focused on it. But when he dies too, you're like, damn, is nobody safe?
No.
And then the doctor blows up. Oh, you're constantly throughout the runtime. You get these characters that you're like, ooh, I like that guy. Oh, he's dead. Ooh, that guy's interesting. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
You know, the stakes were real in that sense. But I think what I really enjoyed about this, about the Hurt Locker, is that it almost. I have to imagine that there was some really, really well done research on Bigelow's part, or maybe her production designer or script supervisor or somebody did some great research, because there's so many intimate moments. You know, referencing the sniper battle, just having a call to get juice thrown up to the guys in place, and then having the Capri Suns, and then having, you know, the magazine jammed up with blood from the bullets. And what do I do? It's like, you clean the bullets. Spit and rub. And then he has to jump down there and help the rookie figure it out. And he seems so calm, and just seeing him in that, like, he's a very calm in this like battle environment where everyone else is kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
It was so intimate, and it seems like details that you would only see when hearing stories from actual like battle hardened veterans.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that in a big way. And the pacing of some of these scenes, you're like, how long can this sniper scene go on for?
It goes on for a while.
It goes on for a while, and you're like,
It's like a 25-minute like.
yeah, and watching them miss, and then, you know, overcorrect, and then correct to get the shot, and then after they make the kill shot, you're like, most movies would be like, okay, let's go over there and get them, and they lay there on their bellies for hours.
Yeah.
The sun's going down, and they're like, I think we're done here. What point do you call it? And I'm like, I never even thought about that. And
Yeah, it's like, what
Are they waiting for someone to show up?
I think they're thinking,
or someone
they're thinking it's
like
a fake
hiding.
out. Yeah, because maybe they act like they got shot, and there's a second shooter.
Yeah.
Or something. I
Or
don't-
no, they shoot someone, but then there's a second shooter who's hiding out.
Sure, and there's intimate moments too that get glossed over just as the natural part of war, like the rookie who's, hey, should I shoot that guy over on the bridge? I think there's
It's your call.
I think there's a Haji on the bridge, and by the way, there's some insensitive vernacular here, but he basically calls it out, and he's, should I do it? And Jeremy Renner goes, yeah, it's your call, bud, and he kills the man.
Yeah.
From a distance, and you don't see the zoomed in close up shot of the guy's body, and you don't see anything, and the guy's just kind of standing there. I guess I killed that guy.
Yeah.
And
he
there's
could have
no-
just been this goat herder.
There's
that
no.
was-
You see him with a gun.
He had a gun pointed at him.
yeah, but he had to protect his herd. You know?
Okay, whatever, Tyler.
What are you talking about? You're not.
He's pointing the gun at them. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. The point of that, me bringing that up, is that rookie killed a human being.
yeah.
And obviously he's a troubled young man, because he's got the doctor checking in on him
He's
constantly.
obsessed with him dying.
Yeah, and he thinks
Yeah.
about him dying, and he's obsessed with all kinds of these things. And he just took the man's life, and the reaction is, I guess that guy's dead now. And you don't even hear him say it or anything. It's just like, that's just a day for them.
Yeah.
So I thought
Heavy stuff.
this was a heavy ass movie, and man, was it tense, and man, was it really well made. So
Yeah.
and the icing on the cake is the final cutback when they have that storytelling device where, like, oh, how many days left? 32. Okay, 31 after today. And
Yeah.
they're counting down to the time they go home, and the final scene, he's back in it, and it's 365 days
365. Yep.
until the deployment's over, and it's like just starting all over again.
Yeah.
So really, really, really fantastic. So good pick, Tyler.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this was my first time watching it, and I was blown away.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. Yeah, thank you for taking the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, I was really blown away by this movie, just on how great it was. And I don't know if you guys remember, but back when it first came out, it was like really, really popular. It was like in the cultural zeitgeist. It was like being referenced in a bunch of sitcoms and stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really pay attention to it. I was like, oh yeah, the Hurt Locker. Feh. But
Military propaganda.
Yeah.
But watching it now, and it's actually really not military propaganda either, because there's definitely like some lines in there which, when the taxi driver like blows through that convoy, and James puts the gun to the guy's head, and he he finally backs up and leaves. And then he radios his partner and says, "Oh, I guess we just created another insurgent." And that just speaks volumes to what the United States effect on the Middle East has, is that, and I think that's what this movie portrays really well in a certain aspect, because a lot of people in that area are really innocent. It's a small percentage of people who are the quote unquote insurgents. And then you have these psychopathic soldiers going around killing and maiming people. I mean, I really like that I really like that representation, and I also like the reckless behavior that James portrays, because you think he's going to be a total badass, but if you really think about it, he's like you said in the beginning, Pete, the quote, or war is a drug or whatever, he's addicted. There's no...
He's definitely a dick.
He is a dick, but he's also addicted to war, and there's no way that he could go into civilian life normally, especially after he thought that kid died. And then...
Oh, yeah.
That's an interesting... We'll get into that later.
And so I was thinking, like, God, I keep saying sorry, but there's no way that he's going to live a normal life ever again. And Jeremy Renner definitely just portrays that sort of like war lifestyle. And if I had to say one negative thing about this movie, it was like the zooming in and zooming out camera shots and like the
shaky cam.
The shaky cam. I thought it was appropriate for some scenes, but it was used a little bit too much. But that's not a detriment to the film. The writing is really great. The acting is really great. As far as any lulls in the movie, I would say you probably could take the drunken bro fighting scene out of it.
I like that scene. I thought it was a really good. It was a good set of character development.
Yeah,
They start to accept him, and just as soon as they accept him, he pushes them right back.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Maybe you're right about that.
You like what you like. I'm just saying.
I'm not.
Tyler, don't.
Every time people can't change their minds like on a dime.
Oh, look at him back.
I know, look at him back, but ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go. So, anyways, yes, definitely loved it, and we'll be watching it again. Not anytime soon, but like this is definitely a second watch.
Cool.
Third watch. Fourth watch.
You know,
fifth watch.
Okay, all right. This is going to be your new Raiders of the Lost Ark. I read a lot of interesting trivia about James Cameron in this, because you assume people are divorced for a reason and maybe they don't get along so well. But, but James Cameron is the one that convinced Bigelow to actually take this role.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's interesting, and he called.
He nailed his own coffin.
Yeah,
he did. He absolutely did. Yeah, he said never bet against Bigelow is what he said. Yeah. But
that's actually true. He did say that.
That's why I said it. But he also commented on and said that this may be the platoon of the Iraq War. And it's the first movie to win Best Picture that's about a war since Platoon.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, war movies can be pretty polarizing. And I think that they take a pretty good approach about this because, God, it's terrifying warfare. You're in the streets, completely exposed.
And it's just one aspect of warfare too.
Yeah,
it's like not even like the. I mean, they throw in the sniper scene in there, which is another aspect. Again, I mean, they have American Sniper, which I don't even think is about like snipers specifically.
It's one specific guy.
It's just one guy. It's literally just about one guy. But this is like focuses on a facet, just one small part of being in the military.
Yeah, of all the shit jobs that you could get in the military, imagine being assigned to this.
To
being
what?
The
bomb diffusing
team.
I mean, I guess it takes a different kind of human to take on that kind of job.
Yeah,
it's weird that they use the robot at the very beginning, and the wheel falls off, which I think is hilarious.
I know, I laughed.
It's a little cart, like a little RC car.
Yeah. Why didn't they just drag the cart? I mean, because it's bombs in there. It's the worst that can happen. It blows up. It's going to blow up anyways.
I know it's one
Should
thing.
just keep driving it, dragging the ass of that cart.
One thing that I had a problem with about the whole like bomb suit thing is you're gonna die anyway from the different pressures in air if you're too close.
Yeah, Guy Pearce dies up from the blast.
And he wasn't
Yeah.
even right there.
Yeah, he was pretty close, but not that close. And then
Yeah, he was like 25 or 30 meters away. So
and then Renner's in the suit when he gets blasted on that gut-wrenching scene of the guy who's locked into the cage.
Yeah.
oh my
Oh fuck, that was rough.
yeah,
So it's a man, a local, who the insurgents strap a cage to his chest.
They saw trap him.
Yeah, they basically like a saw trap, and it's got explosives on it. And then they put like 4 padlocks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
there.
side.
and
and
by
they
the-
use a certain kind of lock where you can't use like traditional bolt
he
cutters.
calls it case hardened steel. I don't know if it's possible to notice that right off the bat, but either way, by the time they get to him, it's got like 2.5 minutes.
yeah, it
Till
has-
it blows.
yeah.
It's on a timer, and he's like, hey, give it the bolt cutters, and they come out and they're starting to cut him, and you know there's not enough time. And Renner, James, Sergeant James is like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna save him, and he starts cutting, and there's not enough time, and at some point you have to break away.
It was like 45 seconds, and that's when he was like,
I think he was only like 30 seconds away, if that, and he lets the guy, and he's looking at
I
him
know.
as close as you and I are together right
Yeah.
now, and he's I
can't. I gotta
I
go.
hope you know that I'm sorry. I hope, and he can't even speak the same language.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man, that was rough.
that
rough.
was rough. I mean,
Bless that man for staying where he was though, because he could have been like, no, and
like
chased after him.
chased after him. Yeah,
Yeah, at that point, you maybe run the other way.
I think I mean, I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't give a shit about the Americans though.
I know. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird because this movie, in some points, my patrioticness comes out,
Oh,
and
no.
I start
You put on
like,
the red hat.
I start no, no, but I start rooting for America. But then there's other parts of this movie where it keeps me grounded. I'm like, oh yeah, we were the bad guys in this
We
scenario.
were the occupiers.
Yeah, we were doing the bad stuff, and then, as you know, I like to go into these foreign lands of daydreaming.
Okay.
And
If you were on that bomb squad.
no, I was thinking we have the middle class film class militant group,
Fuck no.
What?
and then we can make the Abeyta Studios a compound.
You leave my house out of this. I don't want any of that here. The Fourth Amendment says I don't have to house a military here. I think it's third or fourth, one of those.
Wait a minute, that's an amendment?
Yeah,
I shouldn't have dropped out of high school.
I'm really passionate about that. Like other people are passionate about the Second Amendment. I'm like, there ain't no way you're staying here, military. That's my rights. That's
Yeah.
I'm a 3A.
You get out of here.
Yeah.
Scram. But I mean, I think what Kathryn Bigelow's greatest strength in directing is capturing the feel of Middle East, because if you've seen Zero Dark 30, and actually I should say the Middle East and sterile government environments. So if you've seen Zero Dark 30, like that's based kind of like in the same timeline, but like just like with the CIA. And it really captures the dustiness and the heat. I couldn't even imagine being in that bomb suit in 130-degree weather.
Yeah, that
Like,
must be terrible.
Every time I was thinking, I was like, how do people like not die of like dehydration or like a heat stroke just by being in that suit for 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Like, it's
When
crazy.
I was painting cars, I had to be in a full body suit that was head to toe.
Yeah.
A hood, a helmet, supplied air strapped to my waist,
Right, yes.
full gloves, booties down to the feet, literally everything. And being
You're
there.
just as nervous as those bomb
Oh,
diffusers.
I was, yeah. I was like, oh shit, this is a hydrogen cell car. It's not supposed to be in the paint booth. It's gonna be 140 degrees. It's gonna blow. But no, we'd be in there for, it'd be 110 outside. In the booth, it's 10, 15 degrees hotter than that. So it'd be 120, 125 in the booth, and I'm painting a car. It takes an hour and a half. By the time I get out, my feet are soaking with sweat. But I can take all that stuff off and sit in the air conditioning for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go out there.
No, there isn't.
And that suit is way thicker than the suit that I was wearing.
I was also thinking too, I would last not one day in the military. I would be done for. I would
Yeah.
be done for. I would be the. I would.
Like
I
you'd be
would.
dead, or you'd be
Kicked out.
I would be kicked out or dead.
or you'd leave.
If I didn't get kicked out, I'd be dead. I like to think that I have a main character complex, but at the same time, like when I'm put into a main character situation, I choke and then I get shot or something.
Tyler would be the Gomer Pyle of Full Metal Jacket.
I would not know.
You can't even-
How dare you? No, that's not true at
He would
all.
lose his
Well,
mind.
I mean, you
I'd
can't
at least try.
You
I
can't
wouldn't
even
be-
remember the lead actor of one of your favorite shows, The X Files, when we just are
Dave.
giving you the hints.
under pressure
Yeah.
on a live stream,
Yeah.
nonetheless in active combat.
Yeah, David Duchovny.
Yeah.
I can't believe I couldn't remember that. Or Woody Harrelson.
Wood.
I was like, Wood?
Woody-
Wood
yeah.
Harrelson?
Wood.
Clint Eastwood. Wood.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. That's gonna be.
hell are you
It's
talking
gonna leave a stain on my life for the rest of my days.
Just like the stain on Tyler's mattress.
Okay, let's not get back to the
That
stain.
imprint.
Yeah, I mean, so like this movie is. I guess we haven't really gone through the plot.
Yeah, we
kind of.
did.
We kind of did.
Yeah, he diffuses bombs and
I know, and then he kind of puts his teammates, squad mates at risk.
he's a real prick bastard, is what he is.
Okay, so you guys don't agree with his recklessness of.
I think there's
defusing
way better.
bombs.
There's way better ways. I don't care about the bomb diffusion. Just communicate with your team. You know.
Yeah.
I did too. I thought that was really frustrating and.
Pretty rude.
The other thing too is the way that Anthony Mackie's character talks
Yeah.
to Sergeant James. It's almost like he's the boss.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
I know.
Too.
I thought going into it, and then he's no, my new leader is a real. He's gonna get us all killed. And I'm like, did Anthony Mackie get taken over as leader?
But also at the same time, that scene when they're like just detonating bombs, he's misfires happen all the time.
Yeah, dude. He was like getting ready to fucking kill this guy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Are you saying you want to kill him? No, I'm just saying.
You'd have to do the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to do the paper. You would have to do the paperwork.
It's just like the way he acts. He's like, we're getting out of here. And he's like, fuck you. And he throws his headset off. And you're like,
Yeah.
I mean, as shitty as it is, he is the boss. You're
Yeah.
supposed to, in the military, it's unwaveringly, you're supposed to take
follow
command.
the chain command.
Yeah, follow
of
your chain of command, take command from your officer.
Yeah.
So Anthony Mackie's kind of being a baby about this whole thing. And he's
Even
like,
though his life is threatened.
yeah, but it's not his life. It's Jeremy Renner's character's life. He's the one in the goddamn car.
I think at the same time, though, the responsibility would fall on him after the fact because earlier in the movie he says it's my job to keep you
Oh, I see.
safe.
Yeah.
So there'd be a certain level of responsibility, not to mention potentially guilt and any sort of mental trauma that he would have after it.
The funny thing is, we get another very small part from a great character actor, David Morse, who plays a great character in everything. He's one of the vigilante mercenaries in The Rock.
Yeah.
He also plays one of the guards in Green Mile. Big tall dude, David Morse.
Yeah.
And he's like the commanding officer above all of them. And he's the one that comes up and is like, how many bombs do you detonate? What do you think? He's like, 800, sir. He goes, holy shit, you're a madman. I love
I'm
it.
gonna shake your hand.
I love it. I'm going to shake your goddamn hand.
What he says before, though, he says, I don't know. And he's, that's a question, Sergeant.
I asked you a question.
I asked you a question. I loved that.
I wasn't sure where he was going to go. If he was going to be like, we don't need reckless, loose cannons like you out here. But then you're a fucking goddamn madman. I love it.
You're a wild man. You're a wild man.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But, the chain of command is just, we need more people like you. And the people on the unit are like, fuck this guy. This guy's getting us blown up.
Yeah.
I know. They're not the ones who have to deal with him.
I know.
I know. I think that's like a testament to how the military operates, and that if you're like an expert, really good at your job, even though you toe the line of breaking the rules, but you still get the job done. Then you're commended for it. Like, oh, this guy's a real hero. And then all of your other coworkers are just like, no, fuck this guy. Like, are you kidding me? Like, he put my life in danger. How dare he?
Some blue language over there.
You even find one. I think the Eldridge character, if he was just another squad mate and he didn't have the sort of backstory of him dealing with
Trauma.
with the idea that I'm just gonna fucking die. You come here, you're dead. If you're in Iraq, you're dead. So basically, if you're here, you're dead.
Yeah.
And that's like his mentality throughout the whole movie.
Oh, God.
And
so depressing.
and if it didn't have that element to it, I feel like there would be like I feel like it wouldn't be as good.
No, I love. Yeah, he added another layer to it.
He
and he's
grounded
not,
it.
and it's interesting because he plays that role like very well. Like when you first see him on the couch and he's playing Gears of War.
Yeah,
That's right.
And he picks up his gun and have the safety on. He just bang, you're dead to his therapist, psychologist, or something like that.
yeah. It's like the doctor psychologist.
yeah. And it's just like he's being very like this
Unhinged.
this is how it is.
Yeah.
Like he's not like he's gonna shoot up his squad mates, but
No.
I think that's a very real concern, though.
yeah, he gives the audience. I feel like we're not just here, being American in like the stereotypical patriot type
Rah,
people.
rah, rah, we're all excited, yeah.
We're here and we're also suffering.
Yeah.
Some of us, and some of us are Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Are James.
We're all Jeremy Renner on this blessed day.
He found his fix for his troubled life, and that is defusing bombs.
But
Yeah.
was he like this at home, or was it once he was exposed to it, now he's never going to go back?
Yeah.
I don't think he was like. I think he was a lot more troubled back. They don't go
They
back
don't really
into
too
his
much.
past.
No, we don't know, and that's.
But in my
I'm sure there's plenty of veterans that come back and they're. I mean, it's kind of a stereotype.
yeah.
They come back and they're a completely different person. Because how can you resume life after having done and seen the things that you've seen?
Exactly.
It's scary.
And it's weird to like when he is back at home and he's cleaning the gutters and he's grocery shopping and stuff, and he like to people who haven't watched the movie, he's just some guy, right?
Yeah. He's just the neighbor.
Yeah,
Just
he's just
some
some guy. But little do you know, unless he tells you, he diffused over almost 1,000 bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And put his life at risk.
Yeah.
At least 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Which is nuts to think about.
So at work, we just recently had to go through this harassment class. Basically, teaches new laws and most recent laws about harassment in the workplace and things like that. Everybody had to take it, and part of it, there's protected classes. You're protected against ageism over a certain age. You're protected against your sexual orientation, and if somebody's harassing you for your religion, obviously that's workplace harassment.
Yeah.
Military service is part of a protected class too. One of the examples is, this person was asking so-and-so how many people they killed in Iraq. It's obviously you shouldn't do that. But the shit that people go through over there, I'm sure nobody wants to talk about that unless you're Jeremy Renner. If you're Sergeant James, you're like, oh yeah, I blew up 1,000 bombs.
Renner.
He takes home
Revealing his tales of war.
yeah, he takes home souvenirs from every
Like
bomb.
little trophies.
Yeah,
I
think that was-
I love that scene too.
yeah, it was really cool to see.
This almost killed me. This almost killed me.
Yeah.
I really like this one because I like this guy. He had a lot of ingenuity.
It's like a signature from the person.
Yeah, and I thought that was really interesting, and it made his character a lot more interesting too because he just it felt like he just gave up on a regular life. I don't want to say he had a death sentence, but his behavior and his attitude towards his job was like, I'm gonna do this until I die. Basically,
Yeah,
not that he's wanting to die, but this is it. This is the end of the line.
So that was like that's what makes his character very complex, is because you don't really know why he's doing what he's doing. He's not like suicidal,
Yeah.
but also he's not doing anything to prevent himself from being
He's
killed.
not doing himself any favors. Yeah,
Yeah, like he's not like nervous or scared or anything about putting himself in these dangerous situations.
shit. After 800, though, you're kind of like, I'm invincible. You have to think after 800 diffusions that you're invincible, right?
I don't think he thinks he's invincible. I think he's in a very deep, dark depression, and so he's this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. Like,
Perhaps.
So, I mean, that's a very real reality.
So he's just
for,
masking the whole time.
yeah.
It's like Lieutenant Dan when he gets saved from the Vietnam War, and he goes, "God damn it! Every male in my generation has died at war. You prevented me from being able to do that." Lieutenant Dan was expecting.
This was my canon event.
Yeah. Yeah. Gump fucked that up.
God damn it, Forrest.
Yeah. No, it's.
I mean, like
Sergeant James, very complex. And we're never given resolution about what he really thinks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just based on his actions, and which is really well portrayed in this film, is just like the tense and sheer terror of the whole situation of
Not to him though.
invade, not to him, but of the other supporting cast.
Yeah.
Of just being in a foreign land, being the bad guy, not like having like moral like questions about what you're doing, but also wanting to live. And then you have the natives who live there, scared shitless, pissed off. It's a, what do they call it? It's a powder keg of just awfulness. And
It's strange when they like, because when you look at the locals and when they're in the situations, it's almost like everybody's a suspect.
Oh yeah.
You know, which,
That guy's on the phone. I'm like, what?
this guy has a video camera. He's watching this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, is the movie portraying this sort of idea that they're like sort of stereotyping all the people who live there as like everybody is a potential threat, right? Or is that just
That's based off of historical data, I think.
yeah?
They've been in enough situations where someone's just coming up to them saying, "Hey, buddy, where you from?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Get the fuck back!
yeah.
I'm from California. Fuck you."
Yeah, it's weird.
You almost have to be. You have to stop trusting, because when you trust the wrong person, you die there.
Yeah. And I mean, the
doctor.
Yeah, goddamn. I know that. That's one scene I do remember from the first watch through. I was like, I remember this guy gets vaporized.
Yeah. It gets vaporized.
The
Aftermath of that.
the scene where he thinks the kid that sells the DVDs was taken and killed for the body bomb.
Yeah.
That was, I don't remember that.
That
part.
was very graphic.
I don't remember that part at all, and that seems like a very part in the movie that would be like, damn, this is fucked up.
It kind of it was downplayed a little bit.
Well,
I would
what
say.
I had a question about that. So I was a little confused. The insurgents stuff this child's corpse with C4
With the
explosives.
C4, yeah.
Yeah.
Where would they? What are they going to do with that? Like
Just
an IED?
drop him off somewhere.
Yeah, just probably drop him
like
off.
he's dead. He's
Yeah, I
not-
know, but is the idea they drop him off on the streets and then the American forces are like, oh, there's a dead body over there, we need to go do something about it, and then they get
Yeah.
blown up?
I don't know.
I mean,
never-
that I think that's the line of thinking.
Yeah, but when I think of an IED, I never think of like a body bomb. I think of suicide bomber, like a live suicide bomber.
Why would they?
It doesn't make sense. Like, how would you get it close to the U.S. forces? It just, to me, it seems like a bad idea.
You'd probably do it at night, and then
That's why the body was still in the
I guess
in the
so.
building.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I can break it down. So the guy
Break
who's
it down for us.
This is
Tyler.
from Tyler's boot camp he went to.
So exactly. So the guy who's selling the DVDs, he was in with the bad guys, or quote unquote bad guys.
The older man.
Yeah.
No, the kid.
The older man.
Oh, the older guy?
The
Okay.
older guy. Or the kid. One of those two.
Okay.
And they found out some intel about routes in which they patrol the city. Then they go and butcher this poor innocent child and stuff a bomb in him. Go out at night, put the body on one of the patrols like for the morning, and then boom.
So when the forces go to investigate this body on the street, they blow him up?
Yeah, because they'll be like driving. They're like, "Oh wait, there's a body right there," and then they go, and then it's just
Yeah, I could see
Everybody
that.
stop.
that's the line. That's the line of thinking that I.
But it ended up being that wasn't even the kid.
Yeah, that part was very shocking. The whole time he's having this existential crisis
Because
about
he thinks that was the kid who sold DVDs.
Yeah, exactly. And then it turns
Beckham.
out, yeah, again, they all look the same. How insensitive.
He was
Yeah.
also, his face was covered in blood.
That's right.
So,
no racial bigotry here.
Yeah, you hear that? You hear that, Sergeant James?
yeah, it was. Yeah, and then
he threw himself into a tizzy. After
yes,
that.
yeah, he was confused because he threatened that old man who.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that he was in cahoots with them.
Yeah,
because it showed later that kid was still alive.
Yeah, all that expectation that he had about the who did what and who sold the kid out or whatever is null and void because the kid's alive.
Yeah, it was a totally different kid that was killed.
And when he sees that, I kind of expected a little bit big of a reaction. He kind of looks at him and does a double take.
He
and then-
gets mad. He gets mad at him.
yeah, he gets mad and then he just leaves.
And then he's, oh, do you want to play soccer with me? And he just makes a beeline for the Humvee. I'm
He's
not
like-
going to even talk to you or look to you.
I think what he's
he kind of
thinking-
learned his lesson.
He's like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He threatened He threatened like 3 people.
Yeah.
trying to find the people who brought that kid to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he also went rogue. He went on the night shift.
Yeah.
Went out, hopped fences, entered a person's household with a gun.
Yeah.
Who invited him
Committed
as his
war
guest.
crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a funny line. When he comes back, he goes back in the military base. It's at night. And he walks in, hands open, hands up, and he comes in and he goes through the rigmarole of on the ground, everyone's shouting at him, I got a gun, I got a gun. And he goes, dude, what the fuck you doing out there? He goes, I went to a whorehouse. He goes, all right, if I let you off, will you tell me where it was? and then it just cuts away, and you're like, oh, what a life.
It's fun. It's funny that you mentioned that too, because I took that scene in a completely different way. It wasn't that the person who was questioning him wanted to go to the whorehouse, but if you tell me where it is, I can confirm that you were there, then you'll be okay. That's what I took it as. But now that you're putting it in that light, that's really hilarious.
He's like, where can I get a ZJ for 5 rupees?
ZJ. ZJ.
Yeah, they invented that over there, actually.
I don't even know what that means, but
Can't afford it then, big man.
yeah, probably.
Any other scenes that stick out to you guys?
I mean, when he's back at home, I mean, it and he just seems so out of place.
With Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, I guess that was who it was. She looked familiar.
So many small cameos in this.
And when he's in the grocery store and they're shopping
She's
separately.
also in the MCU.
Oh, yeah, she is.
God dang, she's
MCU
in
all up in
the
this bitch.
Ant-Man.
I wouldn't be surprised if the other guy, the Wild Man guy, is also in the MCU.
Who's Wild Man? Oh, David Morse?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen him in anything.
Yeah, he might be.
But yeah,
Who knows?
I mean, it could just be that like throughout the whole movie, we see him in the military, deployed. That he seems out of place when he's at home.
I think that's, yeah.
But maybe that's the idea, is that he even he doesn't find that he's enjoying himself.
He can defuse a bomb, but he can't defuse the bomb of life.
Because it almost seems like he's elated to be back when he goes back to Delta Company, and then you just have that shot of him in the suit walking down the street, and he's like Rage Against the Machine is playing or something, and I doubt they would want their music in this, but it's like heavy metal. It's kind of a little cheese with the music.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I feel like it fits.
Better or worse than the music in May December?
Definitely better. Definitely better.
But yeah.
I think my favorite scene is, this is the most tense scene, is where he's in the middle of the pile of bombs, where he pulls up the cord,
pulls
and
up
then
all
like
the,
it all
the
comes
first job, yeah.
Was it the first stop? I thought
him in there.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Oh man, that was so intense.
Well, the reveal when he pulls them all up and the music cue,
Big wide shot comes, zooms out, and you're just seeing 8 bombs surrounding him.
That's when I like sat up and I was like, oh.
I gotta sit up for this one.
That's when I finally started paying attention.
Oh God. But other than that,
I turned off TikTok. I put my phone down just for a moment.
Oh, actually, I did watch this in a 796-part TikTok series.
Damn, how long are these TikToks? Like 10 seconds?
How long was this movie?
It's 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay, so 2 hours and 10 minutes. Let's see. So 2 hours and 10 minutes.
It wasn't 1 minute increments.
Okay. Let's see. That's 130 minutes divided by 60 seconds, or times 60 seconds. That's 700. So it was every 10 seconds you had to get started a new TikTok. You think there's better ways to do it? You could do it in 2 minute increments.
I know. I should probably find a better format.
You should write a letter to the.
You can watch it all in one increment on.
Is that right?
Yeah, and in wide format.
Yeah, on Amazon Prime.
Not vertical.
Yeah, vertical. TikTok's in vertical too.
That's actually yeah. So the Hurt Locker is very available to anyone who wants to check it out.
Tubi, I think.
Pete, was there any scene that stuck out to you? Any sequence of events?
No, I think I pretty much covered all of them. I really love the sniper scene.
Me too. Oh my God.
When the two targets, because they reference the two hostages that they have are, he mentions it's like the Jack of Clubs and
the Jack of Clubs,
the King of Spades or whatever. And that's how the United States identified their high hit list of these people.
Right?
Yeah, there was like 52 of the most high-ranking people in the
They're named after cards.
They would basically give them like a deck. They would say, Osama bin Laden was the Ace of Spades or whatever.
Wow.
You know, it's the weird about that whole scene with Ray Fiennes. It's almost like they were mercenaries.
They were mercenaries.
And
yeah, they were.
Like He's like, I've got us 500,000 dead or alive.
Yeah, I know. I loved it when they start running away. You're like, they're getting away. What are they doing? Just go shoot them. I mean, they're bad people. Just shoot them. And then they let him go, and he goes, "Oh, they're getting away. Ah, dang it!
There goes my money.
Yeah, there goes my 500,000 quid."
And then he realizes
He goes, "Oh yeah, this is dead or alive."
he's dead or alive. Bam, 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 bam.
Did you know? No, this is not related to this, but did you know the concept of an outlaw in the Wild West? Do you know that's not just somebody who's a criminal? That means that anybody, whether or not you're not a mercenary, a headhunter, anybody, private citizen, can shoot to kill because the law does not protect that person. They're outside of the law. They've chosen to live outside of society, and they're now their head is marked.
So anybody can just.
Yeah, you see.
Oh, that's like that. That's what's the modern term for outlaw? Naturalized citizen. Is that what it's called? Naturalized citizen.
I don't know. You tell me.
Naturalized.
It's
Did you learn that at your last clan meeting?
No, he stopped saying that. But no, what was
I don't know.
that famous court case where the guy he made like a tower of like folders and hid behind? Oh,
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah,
right now.
me either.
Oh man, no.
If you find it out, we'll put it on the Facebook page.
His name was like Darren something. I can't
Oh,
remember.
okay. You know what? Now it's ringing a bell. Old Darren, naturalized citizen.
There was when they meet that Wayfind's crew when they have a flat tire and you have a spare. Yeah, we have no wrench.
We used it.
Red man threw it at somebody, and
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie goes, you can just shoot people out here. You have to throw a wrench at them.
I did that. I had a good laugh.
Great
at
line.
that.
I'm like, okay, damn, just shoot indiscriminately. Just
I mean, that's what it was back then in 2001.
Kill or be killed.
2001. Is that when this movie takes place?
I mean, it's post 9/11, so probably 2002 or above.
Yeah.
And he said he's already done 800, so it's probably a few years after that.
Oh yeah, probably.
06, 07 maybe,
But I mean, there's a reason like why. I mean, that you've seen the CIA pictures of people torturing people in black.
I've seen the card counter.
Yeah. All right, yeah. What's next, Tyler?
Let's get into some grades for the Hurt Locker.
'Kay.
Joseph, what would you give the Hurt Locker?
I think it's an A.
Okay.
It's an A movie.
think-
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to even find anything really bad about it. There's nothing I was like really annoyed with or that I didn't like very much. Yeah, it's an A. It's just
Objectively an A.
I think it's a good portrayal of one branch of military life and maybe a little bit more of an unbiased portrayal of it as opposed to like something, I don't know. I can't even think of a movie that would be like pro-American,
American Sniper.
kind of. I only seen that once. That might be
That movie is pure war propaganda.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that would be like misconstrued as like propaganda for like even Black Hawk Down or something like that. But that's like
That's
something
like tragedy porn almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's a good and a portrayal of a more accurate portrayal. I mean, I'm not in the military or don't even have any relatives who are in the military. And the characters, the Anthony Mackie and Jeremy Renner, and I don't even know the guy's name, Eldridge.
Suhail Debauch, is that it? No,
That
can't be
doesn't sound like
that
it.
That can't be him.
No, he's the guy who played Peralta in the Dogtown.
Christian Camargo.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's his name.
Yeah,
Yep, that's him.
I think they were a great trio. I think they were a great good group of characters.
They had some really great chemistry for sure.
And then when he gets shot, Eldridge, by James, and he's being taken in the helicopter, and he's just so fucking
Oh, yeah, he's so
pissed off him. He's like, my femur's shattered in 9 places.
Yeah. Hey, it could be worse. He's like, fuck you. You did this to me.
You could be dead.
Yeah.
Who knows what would have happened if they took him?
Yeah,
like
oh,
all
God.
the way. But yeah, but it was. I mean, it was his fault that happened. That they put him in that situation.
Yeah. He was playing a dangerous game, and he's not the one that suffered the consequences.
And
of
I think that scene after where he goes in the shower is like him realizing that, oh shit, it's not just me
keep doing this.
Yeah,
I fucked up again.
I keep doing this. God damn it! Stupid.
This is the 34th time this happened.
This is the 875th time this has happened.
I've had that conversation with myself every time I finish eating like 12 Oreos in a row. I'm like, fuck, every time.
God damn it!
I know. Why do I keep doing this?
Comparing eating a sleeve of Oreos to being shot in the femur.
I'm like, there's so much saturated fat in them, but they're so good.
All right.
Damn it!
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an A movie.
All right, awesome. Pete, what would you give this movie?
I'm going to go A-. I think that some of the themes don't resonate as well on a personal level for me, but it's objectively a really well-made movie, and it's very engaging. It's very tense. I think if my one criticism would be like the fact that it really is unrelenting in the tenseness, and I think that's kind of the point, But there's so many scenes of tension that I'm like, okay, I don't know how much more I can take of this shit, because you're just
I can't unclench my butthole.
I know, my cheeks were so sore after this. Clench for 2.5 hours. But yeah, really well made movie, fantastic. If you want to watch like a great war doc that's not all about like siege and war and conquest, but gives you like some interesting perspective about our boys in blue that are overseas, or boys in tan, that are over there.
Our boys in fatigues.
Yeah, it's a really interesting take on it. Kathryn Bigelow is the first female ever to win a Best Director award, and I feel like is well deserved in this. It was very well done. Movie also won Best Sound Mixing, Best Sound Editing, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Picture. What a banner movie this is. Doesn't personally resonate with me on a huge level, so I can't give it an A or an A. It's hard to find any faults in it, on a technical level. So I'll give it an A-.
Right on. Yeah, this is definitely a solid A for me as well. It definitely deserves the accolades that it got back in 2009. And yeah, the only thing that I didn't like was the shaky cam and like the zooming in and zooming out constantly. I get where the direction was for that, but it just I don't know, like it was a little bit distracting for me. However,
we didn't even talk about the slow-mo shots.
Oh yeah, there's a couple good slow mo shots.
There were some good stylized shots.
Yeah, I like the effect of seeing like the rust being knocked off of old cars.
Yeah,
when the explosion happens,
that was really cool. That was really cool.
It put you. They definitely put you right in it.
And that shot right in the beginning of the movie where the bomb goes off and he's like running. He's
no. Yeah,
I see the blood coming and shooting into the mask.
I noticed that too. I'm so glad that you noticed that. That was awesome.
Did you notice that, Pete?
You know what? I did.
Oh, okay.
Tyler, are you glad that I noticed it?
I don't know why I'm being disparaged in this sense.
I just want to know if you're glad that I noticed it.
Yes, I'm glad.
You're glad that Joseph noticed
it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. But anyway. So, okay, it's another AAA movie from Middle Class Film Class.
Did it again.
We need to start picking some stinkers so we can give some different grades.
Maybe so.
I prefer talking about movies that are good rather than shitting on movies that are bad. You know what I mean? I think that whole thing is, it's been done. There are people out there that their whole personality is.
When we review a movie that won so many fucking Oscars,
I know. I'm fine with it. being required, like the required watch for the week, being a good movie, it makes me happy.
That's great because I have another movie to replace on the Wheel of Destiny. So let's get into the Wheel of Destiny.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right, Hurt Locker is off the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyler, what are you going to replace it with?
I'm going to replace it with a movie that I think garnishes a discussion, and that is 2005's Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that we will have a little bit more of a polarizing conversation with this movie because I feel like all the movies I have been picking, we really, and so now I'm trying to.
I like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I've never seen it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I love this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why that's surprising to me.
Oh my God.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be good. It seems like a cheesy kind of shit fest.
Yeah.
Like like low quality, low hanging fruit.
That's what I thought too.
I saw a thing on Twitter that somebody commented on there's a remake coming out with Donald Glover.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Donald Glover. And I
didn't
catch who the female lead was, but some people were like, it's really hard to come back from a movie like this that has the raw sexual like energy that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie had when they just started having an affair together in real life and then recorded this movie.
Oh my God.
They recorded the movie.
Yeah, recorded it. Yeah. They filmed it.
Well, I mean, it was technically recorded.
So Now, are we gonna do the Patreon thing?
Yeah, I guess.
So Tyler, were you in privy to that conversation about the Patreon?
Yes. So instead of doing our streaming picks,
Yes.
for our Gab and Chatter edition, like most of the classmates know, we are going.
Wait, no.
No, that's not streaming picks. We're basically gonna take, instead of our 6 choices we have on the wheel, 2 from Tyler, 2 from Joseph, 2 from me, we're just gonna do Patreon only picks for the next 4 episodes in a row, something like that.
I misunderstood the conversation. I thought we were getting rid of streaming picks in favor of Patreon picks.
No. Patreon picks get their whole episode, Tyler. They need to earn. We need to earn that money that they've paid.
Okay. I'm game for it.
Okay, cool.
I just misunderstood.
So I've thought about this and how we're gonna split this into halves. So we have the 2 Patreon picks that are on the wheel right now is an Unfinished Life from Mitch and Deep Murder from Stu.
Okay.
It's split down the middle. This half is Stu. This half is Mitch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this.
Wait, are there only 2?
There's only 2.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do between the 2, and then we'll replace it with another one. Replace it with another one.
Wait, when does the half end? Oh, I see. At
right here.
American History X.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So we have only 2 picks today.
So 50-50 chance.
50-50 chance.
For one of you.
Yeah. And then we'll replace it next week, and we'll do another Patreon. All right, so we're going to spin the wheel, and this is what we watch next week. And it's Stu. Oops.
Is it Stu?
What did it land on?
It landed on American History X. And then you flipped it.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
It's an unfinished life. All right, Mitch, finally we're getting to your Patreon pick here. And
Got to stay up late for Colin.
yeah, he's only, I think he's on the East Coast.
He's 3 hours ahead.
Yeah, he's 3 hours ahead.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought.
But he is nocturnal by nature. So
An Unfinished Life, Jennifer Lopez and Robert Redford.
Okay.
And Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
Ooh.
What?
what are you doing over there, Tyler?
Jennifer Lopez.
She was great in The Cell.
And other movies.
An Unfinished Life, yeah. 2005.
She's from The Block.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Stoic and
I
Heartbroken.
got that.
You're Captain America. I understood that reference. Stoic and Heartbroken, Einar Gilson quietly lives in the rugged Wyoming ranch lands alongside his only trusted friend, Mitch Bradley. One day, the woman he blames for the death of his only son arrives at his door broke. Despite desperate and with a granddaughter that he's never known. But even as buried anger and accusations resurface, the way is open for unexpected connection, adventure, and forgiveness. Wow, this has it's got a 7.0 rating on IMDb.
Damn.
It's a movie I've never heard of before, really. Nope. It's streaming on DirecTV, on Pluto, and on Paramount Plus through Apple TV.
It's written by the Spraggs, Mark Spragg and Virginia Cora Spragg.
And directed by Lasse Hallström, for a Swedish name.
Swedish?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Swedish.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, this director also directed What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh.
Holy shit, this is going to be sad.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, Jesus.
All right, cool.
I'm Robert Redford.
All right. Looking forward to that. So
he's not lost anymore. He just has a dead child.
Who, what?
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford.
Oh, all is lost from on. Okay, gotcha. I understood that reference. Okay, anything else, fellas?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I love this new outro. Okay, so thank you to the classmates and the new students in the chat on YouTube and on... Where else are we?
Twitch?
On Twitch, yeah. Twitch in the chat, on YouTube, and
TikTok.
on the...
Where are we?
I guess it's just those two.
Just everywhere.
Where are we?
Yeah. Thank you to the classmates and the new students in the chat and on YouTube. They're still with us. And thank you to our cool-ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Listener Steven, Heather Sachs, Ryan Corbin, and Chris. And if you want to join the Patreon and support us, head on over to patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass or just subscribe to the YouTube page and share us with a friend. Until next time. Thank you for joining us as we review The Hurt Locker. Follow us next week as we review Mitch's pick, An Unfinished Life. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class. And leave us a voicemail, why don't you, at 209-730-6010.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
Please sign up for the subscribe to the YouTube page and share with your friends. It means a lot. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.